Hello, this is Miho. How are you guys doing? I hope your mental and physical health are fit and good. So today I'm going to talk about rewiring the brain for the positive ways. What does that for you? And this is something that I've done to myself, that I constantly thought about negative things, worries, the troubles. So my brain constantly looking for something to make me worry, make me feel bad, or make me feel depressed. So I attract so many things that proves that, okay, this is the way my life is. And one day I rewired this to see the positive side, the light and love and joy and happiness and peace. And you could do that, because the brain is something you could rewire and strengthen this neural path by training yourself. It's like a muscle. When you use the muscle, train them, it gets stronger. But if you don't use it, it deteriorates. For instance, that you got hurt and you didn't move your arm for 3 months because you're recovering from the injury. Then you realize that your muscle is deteriorated, but you could retrain the muscle and gain the strength back again. So no matter what state you're in, the brain will get stronger and it will create the new neural path. It's scientifically proven that when you train your brain, it gets stronger. The age doesn't matter. So for instance, I was constantly looking for something to worry myself, something to depress myself, something to, not feel good, negative, so that I have that frequency of negativity. So I create a lot of reality that brings to me, that shows and proves that's what my life is: negative, not good, depressed. So people who take antidepressant, you know this, that dopamine and serotonin. Dopamine is something you make you feel happy, positive. And serotonin is something that you feel determination. You feel like you want to do things. But this is something that you can produce, your brain can produce naturally. So you could train to produce this serotonin, dopamine, by strengthening your neural path by doing this: gratitude. Gratitude, you might have heard a million times. You might say, yeah. But the gratitude here, it's something that you already have. It's not something that you're grateful for because something happened to you in a good way. That's what I used to interpret the gratitude. It's something I do, to appreciate for something that good happened to me. But even though you have a heck of the time, even though you have a bad days, even though your life is not going the way you want, very tough time, you always have gratitude. You always find the gratitude. So that's the concept of gratitude that I'm talking about here. So I'm not saying that you have to do this all day long and sitting on a chair and meditate with gratitude. You have the busy life to lead, so it's not something you have to do all day long. No, but you do this, or I do this, that when I wake up, like 5 minutes, when I go to bed, like 5 minutes, and you get into the habit of having this gratitude. For instance, when you get up, you feel, oh, I got up in time to go to work or go to school, or, oh, I can eat food, thank you. So when you look at the food, it's so tasty, and you're grateful for the food because you didn't grow your vegetables, or you didn't go out hunting the meat, but you could eat this juicy burger. You could eat this beautiful salad, but you didn't have to grow yourself. Some do for you, right? So there are always something that to be grateful for. So that's the meaning, the gratitude that I'm talking about, which I really misunderstood, or I didn't know what the gratitude means really, because I was thinking that gratitude is something that I use or feel when something good happened to me. And when you're leading a not good life, it just takes forever to find the time to be grateful for, because nothing good happens in your life for a long time. Anyway, so you shift your mind for the gratefulness and gratitude. So you always find something to grateful for. Eyes, you could see the visual, you could smell those flowers and food. You could walk yourself to the washroom, to wherever you want to go. So you have tons of things to be grateful for. And when you strengthen that neural path, it will get really strong, and it will become the domain of your, like it's kind of default of your brain. It dominates your brain. That's how you really shift. The challenge here is that we are the habitual beings. Humans love to go back to the habitual creature, so that when you have these strong habits, like me, always look for something to worry about, something that feel unstable. And in the beginning, it's like a training. You need a little consciousness put in there to do the training mode. Otherwise you fall back to the old habits, because you feel good there. Even though you didn't like it, you feel good there because you've been practicing it for years and years, so that this is something you're familiar with. It doesn't matter it's good or bad. And then when you try to do the new habits, this is new, and the neural path is weak at the first. So you just constantly train yourself. Constantly get up in the morning and feel the gratitude. And writing is something really good for you, because gratitude is something that it could be very intangible, something to feel about. So write it down, meaning like you could visually see it, so that it becomes very shapy, and so it kind of gets you in your head. So journaling, 1 or 2 sentences is good to make your brain realize what you're really thinking, into shape, right, by using words. And then, before go to bed, do the same, and it becomes your habit. Creating a new habit, and then you could strengthen your neural path by repetition. So that's the thing. You do it, repeat and repeat, and it becomes your dominant. That's why you become happy creature instead of unhappy creature, and you cannot go back, because now your brain, this dopamine and serotonin is a dominant in your brain, so that you constantly look for something to grateful for, constantly looking for something to happy about, joyful about, peace, harmonized. You feel so stabilized. So that's how you rewire your brain to be positive. And this gratitude is the key, because it produces a lot of chemicals that makes you feel happy and feel determined to do things in a positive way. So it works like an antidepressant as well in the natural form. We do have dysfunction, so that use them and use the gratitude. And this overall is really good, because you cannot, as a human, we cannot feel good and bad at the same time. For instance, when you go out in a hike, you see the beautiful nature, and then you feel the breathe, and so relaxed and joyful, appreciative. At the same time, you cannot get angry, or when you eat something great, food or something you love and you're enjoying it, and at the same time you cannot get angry. So use that, the human tricks or habitual ways for you to feel happy and positive, and it will become the dominant in your brain, and it becomes your default so that you cannot go back to the unhappiness state. So that's the way I rewired my brain. So hopefully that will help. Okay, see you soon.